All right, good man. Today is Wednesday. It is May 20th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Before we get into today's free swim, I want to talk about Monarch money. Listen, I'm excited for the summer. It's all joy. You go to the lake, you play some golf. It's not a time for worrying about finances, and that's why Monarch is the personal finance app that tracks everything for you. They got accounts, investments, saving goals, and spending. They track it all. Get your first year of Monarch for half off for $50 with promo code DOGWALK. Most apps only tell you what you've already spent. Monarch helps set goals, map out big purchases, and see if you're actually on track before it's too late to adjust. You can ask Monarch's AI assistant anything about your finances, like how much did I spend on travel last summer? Split the check without the headache with Monarch's bill split. Just scan the receipt. Everyone claims what they got and then settles up. No separate app needed. That's some useful stuff right there. I'm going to forward this ad right over to our friend White Sox Dave. I feel like he's always in finance disarray.
Dude, send it to me. I got so much shit. I got
Big
weddings, I
time.
got houses, I got everything.
Big
I need to have my
time.
finances locked in. So send
Big
that link to me.
time. It's
I got
Memorial Day weekend too. I'm gonna tell, like, truthfully, the younger kids, like, knowing what you know now, dude, get your shit in order, because you'll be looking in the mid-July, you'll be like, I spent this much on that. Like, just do it. Do it.
You're right. You're right, Bosco. So use code DOGWALK at monarch.com to get your first year half off at just $50. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code DOGWALK. Go check them out. Get your finances in order. Also, guys, Stella Blue coffee is more than just great coffee. It's coffee with a purpose. That's why we started We Brew to Rescue, a nationwide campaign using proceeds from our new ready-to-drink cans to fund 1,000 pet adoptions this year. Every can you crack helps find a real pet, find a real home. Simple as that. Made with 100% Colombian coffee, each 11-ounce can delivers smooth, drinkable energy with a boost of protein. Available in espresso, cafe mocha, and espresso sweet cream. They're the best canned lattes out there, period. Drink Stella Blue, fuel your day, and help save a pet's life. Get yours now at stellabluecoffee.com, Amazon, and select retailers across the country. All right, Free Swim Wednesday. As you may have heard when we were talking about Monarch, Rico Bosco's here. He's sitting in for Dana and we are also on Zoom because Surviving Barstool is still going on. Dana's in it. So Bosco, welcome in.
Welcome. That's a lovely back of your toilet seat, Chief. That looks great.
Dude, it does kind of
I've
look
heard
that
that before. I mean, it's just
What
a
is
it's just
it?
a white chair. I don't know, it's just a white chair. It's a cloth chair.
Uh,
When
But
you
no,
when you're boxing larges, it doesn't look like it, but when you're in the top like corner, it
well,
looks
I think it's like it kind of looks like subway tile in here a little bit too.
It does. Yeah, it does.
So
It's all
yeah,
right. I'm in
I
the
get it.
insane
Let me
asylum. I haven't.
we'll tilt it up so everyone can see the
All
bookshelf.
right. There you go. Yeah.
I
Dude,
don't
Well,
know.
nobody here.
that doesn't help. You read on the pole
No,
too, dude. Then no, it doesn't help.
That's
That's just a
typically where a
fancy
shelf would be in
bathroom.
the bathroom as well.
who puts books on their bathroom shelf?
Someone who's trying to
Somebody
pretend
who
that they're
tries
not
to
doing a
read.
podcast from a bathroom right now.
Window?
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Listen, guys, I'm not currently taking a shit. Okay.
Show us that you're wearing pants.
And he's coming from like a low vantage point.
Yeah.
So the table that I bought is, if I'm being honest, it's too high for the chair. I didn't sync those up, so it does. I get it. I've heard that before when if I've been a guest on other podcasts and I'm sitting here. It's just the way
Yeah,
it
we
is.
all have to make
Can we all
you
just
gotta
grow up? How about you guys grow up? I'm not
you
taking
gotta
a
make
shit right now.
adjustments at home. The mic tech guy Andrew has got me the best mic ever
Why
right
don't you
now.
touch it again and have another little freak out before we start the podcast?
Oh, no. Listed.
But I have to put like a little thing because it's a little high. I have to put a box, like an arts and crafts box, and then a box
Oh, is
of
Rico muted again?
no, I'm not muted. It's got the lights, that's how I know. And it's got a box of granola bars to make the mic to the camera like viewable. So
Yeah, all right.
we all got to make adjustments, but
I didn't want to risk anything, so I flew to the New York office since we couldn't be in the Chicago one today to avoid looking like I was in a bathroom or using granola bars.
And your backdrop still sucked.
These chairs were too low.
No, that's
All right.
uh,
I mean, listen, we don't we don't really do remote stuff, so it's weird to even be in this position. So none of us have good setups. Everything looks like shit, but
I like my setup. I
I'm
don't care
actually
what
in a
you
good
guys
spot with
say.
my setup. I'm in a good
Hey,
Yeah.
spot.
unblur your background, Dad.
no,
Yeah,
we're
you piece of
gonna
shit. I
have to
see
do that.
towels hanging
Yeah,
in the background.
towels.
You're in the bathroom. Those are towels. You're in the bathroom.
They're hooded sweatshirts on the back of my
Prove it.
He's
hooded.
he's in his sweat
Uh,
lodge.
Yeah.
yeah. Here, I need a little bit more decoration behind me. I just got the white wall. Fucking put this up there.
There you go. Bosco,
What's up?
are you allowed to say anything about Family Feud?
No,
Okay.
When does it air?
I really don't know.
Okay.
So it's better to
Better
just
not
do
to say
that.
anything. I mean,
Yeah, it's truthfully the one thing I'm gonna dive into it on house call because I ate with Jerry, but and I told a buddy of mine last night, and he was like, "Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's not 1980 anymore. Maybe it's me being a New York like asshole, or short sighted, but I did not expect Italian food in Atlanta to blow your fucking socks off, and this place fucking rocked, dude.
really.
Oh my god, Eddie. I'll do more on house call because it's me and Jerry, but like just unreal. Really, really good. So shout out to Vince. He took care of us. LaGrada. Unbelievable spot.
Was Dave impressed?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you gave me a place. I ended up going to one of those places because weirdly enough, I was in Atlanta. Chief was in Atlanta as well. At the same time, we were there for Sydney's wedding or their Family Feud. And the place you gave me was good too. Pre-Chief, I
Yeah.
believe it was called. Yeah. So yeah, you're maybe just Atlanta is just
I'll say this. So if
yeah.
it's a free swim, like it's just crazy things. All right. I go to meet up with a guy from Georgia State. The campus of Georgia State Civic Center is like right next to the tower and the Olympic rings. And I was like, all right, because I remember as a kid, like it was a field. So I'm like, is this like a replica? Like, no, this is where it happened. I was like, well, what was here? Like, nothing. If you could believe that, like that section of Atlanta had nothing built. And now it is like 30 years ago for a major city. I find that weird. Am I the only one?
That finds development over time weird.
You're a fucking jerk off. You're
Wow.
a fucking jerk off. Like, but if they would have already been developed, like, you're a fucking asshole. You really are. Dude, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I looked at, like, if they would have built something at Central Park, you know what I mean? Like, it's,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
No.
what was there, but.
I remember hearing this is probably not true, but I remember hearing at one point that Atlanta was the fastest growing city in the United States, that you had a ton of people from the Northeast moving down. And like part of the appeal is that I think the stat is like it's a 2 hour flight from or less from 80% of the country because it's like geographically, I think, or latitude, longitude, whatever it is lined up with Detroit. So it's a lot farther west than you
People
think
think,
about.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go, Dan.
Well, just going back to food real quick. Eddie, you've always been really nitpicky about your food. You have like an infamous take about you don't what the main reason you don't trust a certain sandwich shop, I don't know if we could say it, is because you don't know how long that meat is in the truck for, you know. So, but are you nitpicky about seafood in Chicago since our nearest ocean is hours away? I feel like I've never heard you voice that take, but it would make complete sense for you to not trust
I
crab.
am. I
Yeah.
am. Yeah. And
But like I don't
I'll
has that deterred you from ordering it in Chicago? I feel like you both are big seafood guys.
I love seafood, but it's one of those things where it's like, especially if it's sushi, I have to know it. What like like we have the friend Johnny Stramaglia who does Supreme Lobster. I used to like ask him, be like, "Is this a good like? Do you supply them daily?" And he'd be like, "Oh yeah, like they're the best. It comes in that day. They serve it that night." So like if it's like a shitty kind of sushi place, I kind of avoid it.
I ran into these. The first cruise I ever went on, it was in 2018 with a bunch of my college friends. There was like 12 of us. And it was also it was like a seafood fucking conference of some sort. And we made friends with these two old guys from there. I think they're both from New York, like East Coasters. And they told me that just about like 99% of seafood in this country is frozen at some point. So once you get over that, once you realize that, it just kind of is what it is.
Okay,
Like,
fair.
and also, what are my options? I got other ham options here, like I don't really have other seafood options. Like, it's either that or nothing, or it's me standing on a fucking dock of the Des Plaines River and filleting whatever the fuck is in there.
Catching some Asian carp.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
the only option. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just asked because I got seafood here yesterday, and people are like, "Oh, it's probably a lot better than Chicago's." I'm like, you would think, but like you put them both next to each other, I'm not tasting the difference. But yeah, you literally chose dirt over ham, so that checks out.
Yeah,
The
see, I don't
bag
subscribe
I
to
would
tracks.
do that
that.
too. I'm not a ham guy at all.
You'd
No.
rather have dirt, Rico?
I might.
Come on. Since when has dirt
This is
become
insane.
edible?
Danny, I will say it
I'd
is
rather have
kind of
semen than
crazy.
spinach.
Semen and spinach.
Ew.
Oh
Can't do it.
no.
Can't do
S-
spinach.
Semen. A man's cum.
It's possible. It's very
We've already gone
possible.
off the rails. This
You'd rather
I
have
gotta give you a
I
clip.
appreciate you asking that clarifying question, Danny, because it was a jarring statement by Rico.
Big Neely's got to get a clip. I mean, that's a good quote. Let's put it on a quote card.
That's gonna be the carousel. Swipe to the video. That might hit the main Instagram.
You're telling me you'd rather have a fucking meat filled rope over some.
I would think Eddie. I would seriously think about it,
Come on, dude. What
dude.
about cooked down? What about cooked down?
No, it tastes like wet socks. I could eat it dry in a salad. That's not as bad. I've come around on that. The cooked one is the worst. That's the one I don't want to do. It's like wet
Really?
socks. Oh
Like you
yeah.
never had like a spinach and garlic pizza? It's actually good.
No chance, dude. Can't do it.
Okay.
I told Large the story on You Got to Try This that I faked the spinach allergy at a wedding so that it wouldn't be on the plate.
Come on. Is this like were you just
Serious.
traumatized
Then
from
the
it?
kid, then the kid
kid?
knew. The kid knew. He was like, "Hey, was this my wedding?" Because he knew he served spinach. I was like, "No comment." He's like, "All right, like we'll just look the other way." I was like, "All right." I mean,
Well, I don't know, Chief. What would you say is a spinach adjacent green?
I think spinach is like the easiest, like a baby spinach.
no, dude,
Yeah,
that
like
shit
what's an
sucks.
adjacent green? Like I don't know.
Wait, or if we're talking baby spinach,
Like
I
to
might be
me,
with Rico.
it's you don't like baby spinach?
I'm thinking like cooked spinach, hot spinach, not like the spinach salads. That shit's sweet.
Spinach salads are fine.
Oh,
Put it in front of me, I can't really tell the difference.
I like them both, but
I
feel
don't
like
love it. It's not like I'm going out of my way to eat a spinach salad. But if they sneak a couple of leaves in there and a mixed green, I'll be like, all right.
I feel like most of the spinach that I come across is baby spinach. I don't know what you're talking about, Dan.
like at a steakhouse, like hot spinach on the side.
Yeah, that's good. That's baby spinach.
Oh, I'm thinking of like a salad, like when it's raw, the raw leaves, baby spinach leaves.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine too. I'm kind of lost in this conversation here.
Why?
Yeah.
Why are we talking about fucking spinach so much? They're
Because Rico just said he'd rather take a fucking.
but I don't understand what Dan is saying. Is Dan on that board too?
I'm saying when it comes to the cold spinach, like a baby spinach salad, yeah. When it comes to like the hot spinach that you might get at a nicer
Yeah.
restaurant or even cook at
Like a
home,
cream of spinach.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I like that, but not
Yeah.
the straight up leaves in a salad.
So you're taking a cum shot over a
No,
salad?
no. Depends who's come, but no.
Rico, have you tried cream spinach?
I'm sure at some point. Yeah, it sucks too. I'm out.
Dude, it's actually not bad.
I do too many things that I don't want to do. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not, you're not converting me back to shit. Like we pay taxes, maybe. You got to take out the garbage, like do the deck, this, that, vacuum, like roommates, fucking, like
You
I'm
gotta
not,
have some level of control and autonomy.
yeah, I'd like to still
Yeah.
do what I want to do every once in a while,
Is spinach due for like a bedazzling the same way Brussels sprouts went through one, which is
I don't know if you could fix that, dude.
who would ever thought you could fix Brussels sprouts?
I guess.
It's true.
It is
We
true.
kind of always do this thing where we just pick the vegetable of the decade and we just run with it.
Yeah, extreme
Is it
makeover.
still Brussels sprouts or have we moved on to something else?
Yeah, what's the new worst vegetable? I mean, are kids being force fed Brussels sprouts that are just drenched in spices and vinegar.
Balsamic.
Pretty
and
much,
stuff.
yeah. Seems like that's the only way to
Bacon.
clear it up, right?
Yeah, but that's not even a threat anymore. I think 6-year-old me would gladly eat Brussels sprouts that are drenched in olive oil. I don't know,
Wasn't this
man.
the one that was like re-genetically engineered to like taste less bitter, so it's good now?
Oh, I never heard that.
I'm pretty sure. I'll look it up, I guess.
That's a you fact. I never heard that, but I guess it would make sense. But they're also putting bacon and shit in it, so it's kind of
Yeah.
It's always how it goes.
completely evolved. I kind of feel like we could see. I'm gonna buy stock in zucchini. How about that?
Oh, I love zucchini.
I think a lot of people like it. I
Yeah.
think it's due for like a
Come back.
Brussels sprouts rise, so to
All
speak.
right.
You
All
know,
right. Do you want me to give you the breakdown here?
please.
For decades, Brussels sprouts had a reputation for being bitter because they contained high levels of compounds called glucose inolates. I don't know.
Sound
In
it
the
out.
90s and 2000, Dutch breeders identified old heirloom varieties that naturally had lower bitterness and crossbred them with modern strains. The result was a sweeter, milder Brussels sprout, and it became much more popular. So yeah, they're genetically engineered to taste better, and that's why like when we were kids, it was like the worst imaginable vegetable, and now they're like the star.
Huh.
That's good business.
Yep.
That's good business. Um, what you got any overall takeaway from the weekend, Chief? Any thoughts about Atlanta or whatever?
I also went to the Coca-Cola Museum.
You did?
Yeah, Carrie
What
really
day?
when we were waiting for our flight out Sunday, so we had time to kill.
Oh, sick.
Uh,
All right, so I went Saturday, yeah.
yeah. It was fine, like whatever. But like the little tasting area where you could try all these different things from Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Namibia, or whatever, like that was kind of interesting. I thought Atlanta, like I would never want to live there, if I'm being honest. Like the city itself, I thought it was just like no character and just hot as
Yeah,
balls.
not a lot of people said nice things. Kid in the airport on Sunday was like, yeah, why would you want to spend an extra day in Atlanta?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I
I will.
guess. I'd go
I'll
back to
say,
that. I'd go back to that meal again if I could get
yeah.
in.
Yeah. I'm sure you will after this podcast. Say the name, give it a plug again.
Lagrada.
Lagrada. Okay.
The guy was turning away like 25-year-old people for his like regulars. He was like,
Love that.
when we called, he's like, it's gonna be hard to squeeze you in, and then we made some shit happen, and it was a very funny line with Dave. Dave's like, how'd you do this? I'm like, I leaned on his bread and meat guy. I know a guy who knows his bread and meat guy. He's like, what does that even fucking mean? Austin's like filming it, like, what the fuck are you talking about? So
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'd say Sydney's wedding is probably the like most spectacular wedding I've ever been to.
really,
Yeah, it was. The property was insane. Her husband like built this tent where they like put steel beams and fucking into concrete into the ground to make like a kind of a permanent structure. It was on like they had like a pond with like a fountain going. Beautiful day, beautiful weather. It was unbelievable. I thought it was, and then they had this band that played like George, shut the fuck up. Shut up. That had played like all like the best 90s and 2000s country songs. It was great.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks
it's
beautiful.
really nice. It was like
Did you see? Speaking of people like who love the outdoors, I blogged it today. Did you guys see this picture of this girl? It was in the New York Post. That's how I found it. This girl took her graduation photos from college, and she's kissing a fucking alligator.
Yeah. I saw you tweet that.
Dude.
What's the deal with like are alligators as scary as they're portrayed? Whenever you ask someone,
Well, so it's a kind of a cool story because she kept being like, people need to know that they're not that dangerous of an animal, and like this is why I'm like raising awareness. But like either way, man, all that thing takes is like fucking fucking chew it face. Where is it?
I feel like half the country is like, oh, if you don't bother them, they won't bother you. Then the other half is like they're a very invasive species.
Oh shit! So it wasn't duct taped up or nothing.
Nah,
No.
dude. Like it's this close. Like this shit is insane,
Wait, put
dude.
it back up. Oh wow, she's in the water with that motherfucker.
Yeah, she works with him. Like,
It's an
look, it's like
away
this one
game
was
for
a
her.
baby one.
All
There
right,
was some.
this is like fuck around and find out kind of situation where they're all who are
She
the
did this
guys?
with a snake at another graduation.
Mm.
Yeah, but like, do you remember who are the two like magician people that had the tigers in Vegas?
Penn
Siegfried
and
and Roy.
Teller. Penn and
Yeah,
Teller.
Oh, Penn and Teller. Siegfried and Roy?
Oh, it's Siegfried and Roy.
Siegfried
Yeah.
and Roy. Yeah,
Well, Penn and Teller are magicians who have been in Vegas. But if you're saying
I'm saying the
I
white
buzzed
Bengal
in
tiger
early,
guys that they were around for like 25 years, and they're like, oh, these tigers are so great, they're so well trained, docile, and then one day the tiger just fucking ripped his face off. And I feel like this girl is going to be the same thing. Like these are
dude,
wild animals that
that
will.
doc that documentary is a must watch. Sorry, Chief. The fucking Grizzly Man. You guys ever see this? In
No.
Mm-mm.
college, we're sitting around like pre-gaming and somebody's like, yo, you gotta watch this. I'm like, what? The guy goes and lives with them for 25 years. He's got all their names. He's like, oh, there's Oreo, there's Elmo, there's Cupcake, there's this one. He's hugging them, he's like yelling at them, he's dissecting their shits, dude. Every year you get dropped off. And then one year they go to pick him up and he fucking got eaten on camera. And they heard and the guy listened to the audio and he's like disgusted. They don't show you the
Yeah.
audio, but like it was, oh my god, it's like
That's one of those things that I've known and I've seen the lore of forever. I've just never watched the documentary.
I haven't watched it in forever. I watched it the one time. It was like too much for me. It was like I gotta take a shower. I'm out of here.
Yeah, so from what I understand, like yeah, this guy like he was part of the community. And then one day the Bears were like, "We're hungry. We're eating your ass," and the camera was on, but I believe the lens cap was on, so there's no film of it, but
There
there's
never should be
audio of
film
it.
of that, by the way.
Yeah,
But
there's audio of it, and it was so bad. Just the audio, just the sheer terror and the viciousness of the audio. They've never even released the audio to this
no,
day.
they can't. They show. I think they show the guy listening to it, and he's physically disgusted, which is even like. But whatever, nuts, man.
I don't know.
Nuts.
I think that's light work now these days. After seeing like people getting beheaded and shit in your For You pages, I think they're immediately releasing that grizzly bear audio if it happens in 2026.
Maybe.
Yeah, but there's a difference between fucking cartels releasing them doing that shit versus like people who actually have a conscience, right?
Documentary, dude. What do you think is gonna happen?
I guess. I don't know. Are you
Wait, say that again. You think it's easier to watch cartels
me?
and yeah,
Like
No, he said
the grizzly man at least deserves it. He's hanging out with grizzly bears.
yeah,
no. Danny said there's worse shit that's come out now. Like, why isn't it released? Paraphrasing, but that's kind of what he said. I said
oh,
those
okay, I get you.
cartel, those guys don't necessarily have a content. They want those to
Gotcha.
be released so people fear them even more.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
don't. I don't watch that shit. I'll watch a lot of fucked up shit. You know, I love scary movies. I saw a great one last night, by the way. But I love a lot of weird shit. As you know, I watch fucking Ring doorbell footage. I'll dip my toe into weird. And I have videos that I have in my head like that I still think of that are scarring. But I won't do the cartel ones. I don't know
yeah,
if you
no.
do that or not.
Who was the journalist that ISIS got back in the day? Do you remember that?
The Charlie Hebdo one.
No. This was like I want to say it's like
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Wasn't Charlie Steiner, was it?
no,
it was a woman, right?
no, it was a guy,
Really?
and they just chopped his head off on camera.
Really?
Jesus.
Yeah,
Well, you better fucking get ready for that, Rico. That's going to be a Men of Honor segment. You know, and the two watches all that shit.
that's true.
Yeah, the start of summer is like it's depressing now.
Yeah.
Why?
Why get into it?
Just like the closer it gets.
It's just it's
So like yeah, like every day you're a
doomsday
day
clock.
closer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a doomsday clock.
You gotta hope somebody
Bosco's
Yeah.
dreading Memorial Day for the first time because he knows he's one season closer to doing a podcast with Jeff.
You gotta. I hope somebody. Well, I'm not gonna finish that sentence, but I think you could color in the lines. But when do you think you like lost summers?
When do I think we lost summers?
Is summer really? You guys still think you have a summer?
Mm, I just look
You do,
forward to
Danny.
it.
Don't talk about that. You definitely do. You
Wait,
should. How old are you?
oh, well, I mean, Eddie would. So
You're older
but
than you think. Actually, than I remember. Actually, yeah.
I
You're
think
what? 31.
33, but I think it boils down to, I think it boils down to like, as long as you don't have kids. I was gonna say you lose them once you start working. Like you just don't have a summer vacation anymore. You're still waking up early every day.
Some of those summers, though, actually, I think the summers when you have a job that you don't, if you're young and you don't really care about, those are kind of cherishable too, because you're just fighting to fucking get through the week, dude. My roommate in Philly didn't eat lunch all week because he was like, I gotta go buy grails on fucking Saturday afternoon. It's like you work a job that like maybe somebody's doing well, and like I've always said that too. I think I'm writing a blog for Friday of like if you could put a fortune cookie of advice for your friends, like don't keep score. Like there's people who are definitely like scumbags, but like don't keep score. Like, all right, Eddie's making 120, 130 right out of college, working somewhere. He's probably putting in the hours, he's working his ass off. But like when he or and Chief's his buddy and he's working civil service or like, whatever, he's like grinding to make it work or doing whatever. It's like when you guys go out, if Chief wants to go to the or if Eddie wants to go to the nice restaurant and Eddie wants Chief to go and he knows Chief can't afford it, like pick up the tab if you guys are boys. Like don't keep score. You know what I mean?
Funny you should
Like,
say that because that is today's honor route the least that we'll get to soon.
all right. But
But
no, and again, like you should never like carry a guy all the way through or like basic things like, hey, we want to go to a fucking Cubs game. It's $8, $15. Oh, I can't cover the $15. Like there's certain things you got to be able to figure out. But like, hey, whatever. I'll pick up 2 handles of beer, or I got this one, or
Yeah.
when you need a round, like every 4 rounds for the four of us, Eddie's picking up 2, and each of us are doing the first. You know what I mean? Like so, whatever. I don't know. Everybody's in different phases, and like these people phase out of your life that quick. Like there's so many people that you don't remember the last time you see them, and then unfortunately, like you get news that they moved away or they might have passed away. Like it's just it's in those 4 or 5 years when you're seeing somebody every day, like cherish it, especially on the weekends, things like that. So that's my kind of take.
no,
So what?
yeah, go Dan.
When are you saying that you lost your summers, Rico? When you started like a family, or just when the boys stopped getting together?
I think it was like yeah, more I think the addition of roommates for sure. Because you could be young, married with some money in your pocket and have like a decent, you going to concerts, like you playing golf. Like, yeah, I think it's roommates, really. But the true like essence of, people going berserk the minute summer starts, I think is when you start working like a serious job.
Dude,
If that makes, where you st-
I think summer's gone as soon as you graduate.
Yeah,
I,
me
I think it's
too.
Oh,
kind of gone when you graduate high school almost.
No
Yeah.
I don't.
way, Chief. Those are the
Well,
longest summers in the history of the
No
world.
way.
I got out
I
of school.
had
I used to move up finals. I got out of school by Cinco de Mayo. I went back to football camp August 15th. If you
yeah,
did
I don't
now in New
know.
York City, now hold on. Now in New York City, high school would end on like, granted, there's some bullshit days in the middle of June and shit like that. But you graduated high school in beginning of June, and I went back to camp of August. So that's sooner. And then regular school, like end of freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, you end at the end of June and go back in Labor
Yeah,
Day.
but
So you
what were
only
you
get July.
doing in the
What do you
summer?
mean?
I would do.
You get all of my point is you get all of May, June, and July coming out of college. That's
But
a long end piece of
I'm
August.
talking coming out of high like I was working, so I would have and like when you have like shitty jobs, like you don't just have vacation days at that age. So like I would do
Yeah, but you would work
Fourth of
during.
July weekend. I would do that. I'm back in school by Labor Day. Memorial Day, you have one day, so maybe somebody has like a pool party or you're up at a lake house for a day. But like,
What were you working though? You were working nights or you were working days?
No, in college I worked in a factory for 2 summers where my shift started at 4:55 and it was like 45 minutes away. So I was leaving the house at 4
a.m.
Yeah.
All right, but
And
then what time did you get off?
I got off at 2:30 and then I would go and do like training for hockey for a couple hours. And then
All
I
right.
had like a girlfriend.
Yeah, so it's a little different. I mean, but
Yeah.
sometimes that the people though they're working where they're working, delivering pizza, doing
Yeah.
whatever doing during the day, and they're just living for the night. And on a Wednesday night, yeah, we're going to the woods. This guy's got a keg. That's like
Am
we're
I
going to
am
the
I
bars.
crazy
Like
for thinking maybe like East Coast, New York summers are just like different because everybody goes down the shore and everybody's got something. We're here, like we're all just kind of
I was gonna say that
stay
it's
kind of
probably
local.
accurate.
Yeah.
Probably accurate.
it is fascinating. It's a different way of life in the summer down here.
But I'm not even talking about shores and things like that. Like just before you could turn 21, if freshman year of college, sophomore year of college, you weren't 21. You were still getting into bars, but they were local. Like, hey, it's a college night here, or somebody's throwing a house party, or like, hey, come by my backyard. We're gonna throw some music on and hang out. Like you were just kind of you were working, surviving the day to figure out what you were gonna do at night, and then.
No, that's true. I mean, you definitely still did. Like when I was getting up at 4, I was still staying out till 11:30 midnight.
Oh, yeah,
just because
yeah.
like you're 19 and it's like fuck it, like
Quick bounce back.
Yeah, you just figure it out. But
That's what I was gonna say. You still have that rally gene where
yeah,
you don't want to miss out. Like FOMO is like probably at its height at that
yeah,
point in your life. So that kind of argues for Rico's point. I also feel like even though we don't have like the shore every weekend thing, at least in my experience, there was always like 10 pole weekends. Like Country Thunder was a really big one in college.
yeah. I did that once.
Yeah, like you're always going up, and there was like a little shit like that that was always big. But I think like after I graduated when I was 22 and I finished my undergrad, that summer was so different because I didn't have a job. If you're fortunate to have a job right after college, like maybe this is different, but just the gravitas of like having that over your head where it's like, I don't have nothing to go back to. You're almost just sent out of the gate after graduation.
Yeah,
You're like, what now? That was the biggest mind fuck of a summer because it's not really like, oh, go enjoy your last summer. It's like, no.
I
Like,
got anxiety through the fucking roof.
exactly. That's when
Yeah,
I really recall being like, oh, this shit sucks.
yeah.
Oh
But
yeah. Rico, how many weekends out of the summer were you going to the shore?
Hans breaks my balls because I never had a house because I was working in sports. So I worked for a minor league baseball team, and the summer I turned 21 and the summer after I turned 21, and they would have home series. It was very weird, the series actually. They would, if you could believe this, they would do like Friday night home, Saturday in like Trenton, and then Sunday back to Staten Island. So it was like, all right, if I want to go down Sunday night or Saturday night, I'd still have to be back for a 12 o'clock game on Sunday. So long story short, then I was working for the Jets and shit like that. So it was 5 or 6. Like you would definitely go on. You're trying to go down Memorial Day, 4th of July for sure. And then in August, like people start filling out. So like 5 or 6. My brother had houses, friends had houses, Donnie Damage, those guys. So
That's still a lot. It's over a month.
yeah, it is. I mean, you
I
can't,
mean that's
you
if
feel
you're
like
going
you're
6 times, that's half the summer.
Yeah, exactly. Some people
Yeah.
would feel like you were trapped if you like for the 15 weeks. You're like, well, I paid for this. I might as well go down, and people lose steam. So like, I like to pop in and pop in.
And like we have, Wisconsin, Lake Geneva, some people Michigan, but I feel like I could be wrong. When people went to the shore, it was just like they were relocating their whole neighborhood to like you were going to see all those same people there when it was different for us. Like going to Wisconsin, you're kind of just maybe you bring a couple buddies, but like you're not running into people there most of the time. Was that how it was at the shore? You're like just running into everyone there? Like
Oh
everyone
yeah,
just
you would go back when West was West. Like you were standing there, and then you got Mike L and PJ, his brother, across that way, and you got fucking this girl who's a fucking para over there, and this one's friend of a friend, and then yeah, there's always the one hotshot who buys a whole round of shots for the bar. But people are turning around and move. So like then the guy looks like a dildo because there's just like full shots just sitting around. Like, but yeah, when it was you just kind of knew everybody, bro. And then it was
Let me
Uh,
hold on. Let me talk about BlueChew real quick, guys, because listen, I mean, summer's coming up. You should get this stuff if you need it. So, guys, if your lady or your fella or that person that sends you an eggplant emoji at 2 a.m. is ready for better sex, then you should be too. That's where Blue Chew comes in. They have been on a mission for years to get you bricked up, build your confidence, and help you actually perform in the bedroom. Their new arousal boosting formula, Blue Chew Gold, is helping millions of men have better sex in 2026. While most ED meds only focus on blood flow, Blue Chew Gold goes further by combining two ingredients for blood flow with the two ingredients for mental arousal and connection. So you're not just physically ready, you're actually in the mood. This type of innovation is why Blue Chew Gold is the number one brand in erectile function. Don't let your mind get in the way of a good time, but level up with Blue Chew Gold. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Right now, when you buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, you get the third for free with promo code DOGWALK. That's promo code DOGWALK. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast. Sorry, Danny, what was your thought?
oh, nothing. I was just gonna ask how fun Anthony's been.
I haven't talked to him much. He's pretty good, but
Good, good.
No, I think that
I
I've
heard
always said
it's
that. That's one of the things I'm jealous the most about East Coasters, like the Boston, New England people. They go to Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard. You
Or
guys
the
got the
Cape, yeah.
shore.
Philly
Like,
people have the south end of Jersey.
yeah, the
Maryland
Yeah.
people, Van Pelt and Stanford Steve have talked about the shit down there and like secrets.
Yeah,
Trying to think.
that's not really prevalent here. Like people
Yeah.
go to Wisconsin and Michigan like just about every weekend, but it's not like a full migration of you and your buddies where you rent out the house for the whole summer. It's like those houses are
Right.
already owned and occupied, and
Yeah.
people go to the houses they own. It's not like a
Right.
bunch of shares.
That's why like American Pie 2,
Yeah.
fiction. No,
Yeah.
no one's buying a shore house on Michigan for the entire summer with their buddies. Like I didn't know
You,
anybody that did
I,
that.
all right, let's do a little fact check. Lance, see if you can find out about those writers from American Pie 2 while we
He
fill
might
time.
I
Were
don't
those
think he's
guys
sitting.
East?
I don't
What?
think he's
he
sitting
might
here.
be
I think
running around because he's helping Survivor.
All right,
yeah.
skill. Useless.
Well, I thought he's not a scout. He's working.
Relax. All right, hold on. Who the fuck wrote it? Who wrote?
But yeah, ours is always just like a getaway. Like
Yeah.
going to Wisconsin, you were going to get away from people, not to be with more people. I don't know. That's we missed out.
We did for sure. And I think there's a little bit of that culture in like certain cities in Michigan, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
So
but it's
Adam Hertz is from East Grand Rapids, Michigan. Oh, wait, here you go. Adam Hertz, where was he born? Manhattan.
Ah,
hmm.
oh.
So
Why would
now,
they?
but he went to high school in Grand Rapids, but maybe all his buddies back home knew about
I
the
mean,
East.
Grand
Who knows?
Rapids is right there on the water pretty much too. So maybe that is more of a thing if you're like a kind of Western, Northern Michigan kind of person. But
The other guy,
but
Steinberg, grew up in Connecticut, so he might have known
okay.
whatever. So it was definitely an East Coast thing. That's funny you say that though. It's like full of shit. Like no one goes to lakes and
Yeah,
shit.
because how far is it to like if you're going from New York, like one of the boroughs to the shore, how long does it take?
I mean, with traffic, fucking 2. But
Okay, so that'd be like the same
right
as
now,
going to
for
New
me to get to
Buffalo.
if I left my house right now to get to Belmar, no traffic, 45 minutes,
Oh, okay.
40. Like
Also,
and
we're
15 of it is once you get into the little streets of Jersey, the speed limits. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's
I
most
also
of it's
just
high.
think Chicago is a cooler city to be in the summer, which is part of the
Yeah, you
equation.
guys talk about that. You got a beach right in the middle of the city, which is
We
weird.
got a lot of beaches, yeah.
Yeah.
we're not even taking into account the fact that like it wasn't us getting these houses in Wisconsin. It was just if your parents had one,
That's
you
true
know,
too.
and it
Yeah.
just and the only time you would see people, is if like your buddy's parents happen to have a house like a couple blocks away. It was just pure luck. We weren't
Yeah.
like organizing together to like all take a trip
Yeah.
together to another state.
Your families are randomly renting at the same
Yeah,
lake on the same weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. But
exactly.
there's all sorts of parts of the Jersey Shore that are beautiful. Like my wife grew up a LBI person. LBI is beautiful. Like LBI is like it's just like an ease. Like you get over the bridge, it's way easier than like the action, you know? So
Mhm.
But yeah, there's all sorts of shit.
Let me
I don't think kids are going out as much as they used to though.
No, they say that that's true. I
Dude,
mean,
there's
Eddie talked
the
about this.
houses are down, like the enrollment in the house or the buying of the houses is down, the attendance of the bars is down. I went back up to my buddies in the guy who owns the bar at Homecoming. He was like, "You don't know how much I miss you guys. Like it was like it's different." Like I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, this was 16, 17 years I've been out of school. It's crazy.
Yeah, they say that like kids aren't having sex anymore. Kids don't want to get their driver's license anymore.
That's the
So like,
craziest one to me. Is you don't want
yeah,
to like that was the best. Like I got it on the day I turned 18 or 16, sorry.
yeah,
That was the best. Um, let's do this on or off the leash because it relates to that point Rico made earlier. On or off the leash, my roommate and close friend makes $80,000 per year, and I make 40,000 per year. We have a two-bedroom house for $1,600. He pays 900 and I pay 700. His room is slightly bigger, but it's mostly because he's trying to be nice since he makes more. We're both in our early 20s. Everybody following so far? 80?
Hmm.
Yeah.
40? All right. One night, our water heater exploded and flooded the house at 4 a.m., and the fire department broke through the window to wake us up. We were standing in an inch of water. My roommate goes, "This is the last straw. I don't trust these guys talking about our landlords." He thought if they left any valuables there that night, they might take them. Which I don't know if he's talking about the landlords or the fire. I don't
I
know.
think he's talking about the landlords.
Yeah. Anyway, after that, they cleaned up the flood, put in dehumidifiers, told us it's not perfect, but that they will probably have to replace the floor, but we're okay to go back. I said, I go back to my roommate. I go back, and my roommate's like, "Are you really going to live there, bro? There's probably mold and shit growing." He refuses to move back and demands we find a new place. Okay. Um, the landlords are fine with it, but we have to move out by May 1st. The place he finds is $1,900. We can't find another decent place in the area for 1,600. I told him I can't afford that and want to stay here, even though our landlords are kind of shitty. He's begrudgingly saying it's fine. I'll pay 1,200. You can stay at 7. Is it on or off the leash for me to agree to this? Am I putting him in an unfair position? I am happy to move, but can't pay more than $700. Also, he went to school on a full ride and has no college debt. I have a lot, 400 a month in interest. What would y'all do if what would y'all do? Remember, we're really close friends too, so it's not like just find a new roommate. I don't want this to interfere with our friendship.
I think you have a very clear conversation because the kid doesn't seem like he's evil. Seems like he
Hmm.
knows what's going on. He got the scholarship. He's got, all the stuff we used to hate doing that cripples you with student loan payments that we're all probably
Yeah,
still paying. It's crazy. So, he, I think you have a very clear conversation of how much you appreciate your buddies, which is not really typical for men. You know what I mean? Like to be all mushy mushy, but like be like, listen, I know what you're doing from the start. I definitely appreciate that. Like I hope one day we're both killing it and I can get to that phase. But I just want to lay out right now, you're taking a big bump in rent and you know where I can stay. I just want you to make sure we're good with that and you don't kind of hold it over my head or down the road because you know how that's going to go. Like the first thing something breaks down, it's like, well, or the plate, like maybe the guy has a bad week, it's a little bit messy, and it's like, hey, Dan, can you clean up? So whatever. It's like, well, I pay fucking 75%, I'll do whatever I want. It's like
Hmm.
now we're in a fucking, say Scarlett Johansson divorce movie where we're just yelling at each other. You know what I mean? So like lay it out. If you guys are really tight, guys usually get through. There's not really big fights with that, but just lay it out, say where you are, how much you appreciate it, and just make sure he's comfortable with it. And then you can go forward and things will be right back in the mix. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, it just really matters. Is this the type of guy who's going to make you pay for it one way or another down the road? And if it is,
He doesn't sound like
yeah, it
that.
doesn't sound like it is, like Rico was saying. And also, what would this guy's alternative option even be if he can't stay there? Is he just moving back home? I think you take that deal for at least a year. Again, just you have to trust that you aren't going to have to reimburse this guy in some way 10 years from now and just be like, yo, I appreciate this, just so you know, but I can only pay 700.
Chief?
yeah. It sounds like it's a bigger issue for the kid than his roommate. It sounds like his roommate's fine, so it's like he has to ask himself if he's gonna be able to like look his buddy in the face because it sounds like he's like having an internal struggle about it. So, um, It's just like, can you deal with it or not? It sounds like I agree with Rico and Danny from what sounds like the roommate is just the best friend is just like a good guy. And so yeah, if he can do it, then I would just say try to give it a shot. Yeah.
It's also hard to tell, like decipher if his desire to live with that friend still is as high as it is to get a new place, you know? Because I think that's important too. Like I had a friend who like he course directed to a new profession and like so he went back to school and he was in school like I like you know like 5 years ago or whatever. And like it sucked because when we were always trying to do stuff, he's like, hey guys, I'm money's tight, like I can't. But we were always like, fuck, like we want you to go. Like, how do
Right.
we,
Yeah.
like, you're going to enhance our time. Like, what can we do? So like what we would do is we're like, dude, if you feel bad about it, how about this? So we would bring him, we would pay for his trip. And then we buy all the drinks and shit, but it's like, all right, you got to go grab him though. Just go like at least then he feels like he's doing something, you know?
Yeah.
So like he would like wade through like these big crowds of people, and then he'd bring back the bucket, you know, and it was like nice because like we didn't have to do it, and it was also like he felt like he was also contributing too, you know.
Yeah, that goes back to what I said. Like their time is more valuable than what the money you're putting in. Like, and so, for some people, that value that they bring is you can't put a price on it.
Yeah.
Other people you kind of can put a price on, and it's like, all right, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. But like for buddies like mine, like for sure, dude, like in an instant, you know what I mean? As long as you can make it work, like, yeah, they gotta be there. What do you mean you can't be there? Like you gotta be
Yeah.
there, you know? Like
Yeah.
so.
This seems like a good guy too, where like he's gonna feel the guilt no matter what, and he's gonna pay him back some way, somehow down the line if they're that good of friends. And maybe he's helping this guy out. Maybe this guy doesn't want to live alone, and if this guy had to live alone, it'd be even more money. So maybe he's helping him by just basically paying rent.
Yeah, it's a good point.
No, for sure. And I think like, but like I think like I've been in that position too, where I was the guy who really was not making shit, and it's tough because every little fucking thing matters, you know. Like I remember
Yeah.
my friend would always be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna call an Uber whenever," and I'd be like, "Ah, fuck, like we're going to the same place, man. Like the $60 Uber would be a hit for me. Like I was hoping we could, go at the same time and split this thing, you know." But he wouldn't think of it that way. Like he just doesn't realize.
Yeah.
I don't know, like.
Listen, it was a very prominent episode in Friends that s- you you don't really openly talk about finances, or like it's a hard thing to just like kind of eat it. So I think you need to
Yeah.
be a little bit more open. But to those other people's defense, they might not know just the way they were raised, or like, what do you mean? Like we don't, like you see it when you start living with people, like the heat's on all the time, the lights are on, they don't shut the, it's like, hey, like, and they truthfully could be like, oh, I don't know. It's not necessarily spoiled rich kids. Sometimes it's just like, oh, I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, or hey, I didn't realize that's a lesson or whatever. I don't
For
know.
sure. And I don't
Yeah.
think like my friend realized that either, but it's just like that's how shit is sometimes, you know? You just don't know.
And I do feel like your 20s is a time where it's like the disparities in income from your high school and college friend can be like insane.
Hmm.
So like you get a buddy who, like I had a buddy who's we've talked about it before. He's like a doctor. And so when he was in med school, money was tight. And then like, so like we were always trying to figure things out. And then when he like graduated, went, shoom, like he went to like the fucking moon after he was done with his residency. So it is like, and it's just like you're always just trying to stay with each other and figure things out. And I had another buddy who, he got a big job with like Hewlett Packard right out of college, and he was just making more than everybody. And it's hard to like, sounds like this guy, the guy making 40, it's hard not to feel shitty when you're like comparing yourself like to your peers.
Totally.
And it's like you really have to guard against doing that, just for your own sanity. And then like by the time you're 30, I feel like everything kind of evens out.
Are you wiping right now? Is that why you turned your
Yeah,
camera?
I'm not complaining, Chief, but we can't see you.
He's wiping.
So I hit the wrong button. I was trying to mute because George is barking again, and I just hit the video by mistake. My bad.
You were
Happens.
trying to mute before that whole talk.
Happens.
Yeah, that would be my suggestion. Like, try to find something else that like would make you feel better about taking this discount.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
be the DD for a night or something.
Exactly. Do the
Yeah.
fucking worst chore, like whatever it is. Like, like take on a different. I don't know, like whatever it is. Like,
I
just
think as long as you like show that you're aware that he's doing a huge favor by paying twice as much as you, and just like
Yeah.
you're just not a freeloader, you're trying to help in any way.
Right.
But if he's at any point going to hold it over your head, I don't know if it's worth it. I hate that fucking shit.
I
Oh
agree.
yeah, yeah.
I think that's a rarity, though. I do think people are. You got to be a real kind of asshole to do that,
And
but
those
we'll
people
see.
exist, though. Those
Yeah.
people do
Big
exist.
time.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
everybody could have a bad day too, and you say something you don't mean. But it sounds like these guys are buddies. So
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. All right then. We're at the end here. Bosco, thank you for filling in.
Thank you,
appreciate it. I
Rico.
love the free swims.
Yeah, it's always great jumping on. What do we got? You got the Wonder Years blog came out last week that you didn't tag me in. That was disrespectful. But what else we
That
got
was
this week?
disrespectful. That was
I mean, that's the
disrespectful.
most disrespectful you've ever been towards me. Even well, it's worse when you call me Sandwich Boy.
That was a bad day, dude. That was a bad day.
Why is it disrespectful not to be included in the Wonder Years blog?
Me and Rico have talked like when this guy was I don't know. We don't got to get too far into it, but when he was going through the fucking contract stuff, he would just like send me Wonder Years clips about like finding the meaning in life and seeing like the subliminal messages about his decision. And then the day he decided to leave, when it was like Dave sent the email, like Rico Bosco's gone, like this is for real. Like I posted the Wonder Years theme song, like, and I wrote like a tweet how much I miss him. This guy writes a top 33 episode blog. He didn't even fucking tag me. He tags like Marge and fucking
Yeah. No, that's on me. That's on me. I wish there was code words to like keep your things organized. Like all your people, like remember all that. So
uh
but yeah, I
yeah,
might have tagged Kevin. I don't think he's ever fucking watched an episode. He's too jaded. That motherfucker didn't watch that show.
yeah. He makes you jaded.
Uh
All right then. Anything else?
no,
No.
there's one Kodachrome on Netflix. I talked to Robbie and Feidelberg. They loved it. Good movie.
Odachrome?
Little dark, but Kodachrome's really good.
Okay.
The Hogan.
Obsession was the movie I was talking about yesterday. It was really fucking good.
Mhm.
Okay,
Really?
can't watch
Yeah.
scary.
It's called Obsession. It's scary, but it's like yeah, it's really fuck. Watch the trailer.
I can't watch that.
It-
I watched the
I
Hogan
like
documentary.
scary
I
movies.
like that.
Jackie hasn't seen a bunch of classic movies, so we're just going down the line this week. Showed her The Town last night. Could you
Oh
my
imagine never seeing The
God.
Town?
Yo,
Yeah,
that's got to be a lot of fun. Like,
it is.
But like the
The
town,
Departed is next.
I feel like the town has been on TNT and USA
yeah.
12
Not a
years
cable
straight.
girl. Not a cable
Yeah.
girl.
Has she?
Different
I'm trying to
generations.
think of what else.
I mean, The Departed is next.
Everybody's got those movies though. Like
Yeah, but
big
some
time.
people have all of them.
yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
Sure. All right then. That's it, everyone. That's a free swim. No show tomorrow because, like I said, Surviving Barstool is kind of throwing us all off. But we'll be back on Tuesday with another draft. So we'll see you then.